Welcome to Not Your Typical English podcast. Join Kristin, Miriam, and Bea, your English teaching hosts. Dive into engaging conversations beyond textbooks, exploring idioms, phrasal verbs, and unique vocabulary. This isn't just your typical English class. It's a fun, memorable journey through language, culture, and daily life. Whether you're learning English or just love languages, buckle up for an amusing experience in Not Your Typical English podcast.
Hello, wonderful listeners. Welcome back to another lively episode of our podcast. This is Kristin, and I'm here with Bea and Miriam.
Hey everyone, I'm Bea. Today's episode, Paws and Tales, will be a wild time with our top dog listeners.
Hey there, Miriam here. We hope in this episode you have been beavering away at your English learning tasks, especially if you're one of our students.
That's right. Today we are talking about our pets. And of course, everyone loves animals, so nobody should feel like a fish out of water in this episode.
And we're not just monkeying around, we're diving deep into these idioms, using them to convey our thoughts. You'll witness us doggedly pursuing the essence of each phrase.
In previous episodes, we have let the cat out of the bag about our pets, but in this episode, we will talk more in depth about them.
Get ready, listeners. As usual, this isn't a vocabulary lesson. It's an immersive experience. Let's kick off Paws and Tales and make language come alive.
Here we are at episode 9, ladies, and so far we have talked about our backgrounds, food tastes, passions, even some of our embarrassing moments.
Oh, yeah, don't remind me that.
Well, if you missed any of those details, be sure to go back and check out our previous episodes. But we haven't revealed to our listeners that we all share something else in common. We are all cat owners.
Honestly, I was surprised to learn this about all of us. I knew there was more than just one common link among us. Now, how did we each come about having our cats?
Well, I adopted Merlino thanks to my vet, who gave my mother and I 2 brothers. He was only 2 months old, but he immediately proved to be the alpha of the litter, subduing his poor brother every time we tried to make them play together. And what about you girls?
My husband and I had been wanting a pet for some time. We had temporarily moved to Croatia, and in an effort to assimilate to my surroundings, I was joining local groups on Facebook when I came across an organization that took in stray dogs and cats. They were looking for people to adopt, and from that point, I doggedly pursued my husband until he gave in and said, "Okay, let's adopt a kitten." So we did. Nala, my brown-striped tabby, was found alone at a beach on an island in Croatia. She's a very vocal cat, but I think that's what helped her be found and find her way to me. And how did you and Luna's paths cross, Bea?
So Luna came into our lives in 2014 when we were living in Manchester. Luna was found together with her siblings and mother in a bin at a supermarket. Fun fact, when we went to adopt Luna, initially we wanted to adopt one of her sisters, which was black and white, but Luna made sure that we chose her. The person who was looking after the kittens until they were old enough to go to their forever homes named her Braveheart, which was a bit too much for us, so we changed it into Luna. Another interesting fact about Luna is that she has survived, almost unharmed, a 32-meter fall. Her hunting instincts took her to walk on the handrail of the balcony of my parents' flat, on the 10th floor. As she was chasing my sister's cat, she lost her balance and fell. I fortunately wasn't there when that happened, but I'm sure it was quite scary. She didn't break a single bone. Super Luna?
Yeah, tell me about it. You know, they do say cats have 9 lives.
Yeah. Well, my cat Merlino loves to monkey around. I've heard that it's a characteristic of black cats. They are playful, active, and chatty. Aren't they, Bea?
Definitely active and chatty. Luna, whenever any flying insect gets in, she beavers away until it's dead.
Well, anyway, my Merlino always jumps around and is very agile. So if I have to find fault with him, I would say he's too clever, disobedient, and needy sometimes. He learned how to open doors, so I have to lock myself in rooms if I want to be alone, because he always wants to cuddle. Sweet. And since I have a camera at home, I discovered that when I'm not around, he does everything he shouldn't. For example, he loves to sit on the dining table, even though he knows he shouldn't. And he scratches the sofa.
Yeah, well, I think all cat owners know felines have a mind of their own. Nala, although a cat, considers herself the top dog of our household. She's the queen, and we are her servants. I'm kidding. I'm happy to dote on her. She loves to hunt, sink her claws into all kinds of soft things, and cuddle at night.
I have to say that we've been quite lucky with Luna's scratching. She is loyal to her scratching post. But, oh my god, she's chatty. Now, I'll let the cat out of the bag. I must confess that I actually prefer dogs to cats.
Zan, zan, zan.
What about you two?
No, I'm kidding. I like both the dogs and cats, to be honest, and I wouldn't know which to choose between them. I have always had cats because my parents found them less of a commitment than dogs, and I have to say that's totally true. Now that I live alone, I don't think I could give a dog enough attention, but I still feel comfortable around dogs. I must say that usually it's the other way around. Cat lovers love dogs, while dog lovers feel like fish out of water around cats. I think it's because cats are less predictable, and those who are too accustomed to dogs might be afraid of their sudden reactions.
Yeah. Well, I don't discriminate between dogs and cats. I love both. I've had a dog before, but way more cats. And I think the thing about cats, too, is they might seem aloof and unbothered, unlike dogs that are super friendly and loving. But certain cats, like mine, can be very affectionate and in need of human interaction. I would say my cat has an animal magnetism, much like her owner. Wink, wink. I'm joking, but seriously, when people meet my cat, they can't help but fall in love with her playfulness and sweetness.
Well, I can say that's true for Luna too. In addition to Luna, we also have a dog, Leo, and both of them together are the funniest combination. They make us chuckle constantly.
Well, it sounds like you have the best of both worlds.
I do.
Hey, let's take a closer look at today's grammar topic, prepositions of place.
Yes, it might seem like an easy topic, but it's one where students can sometimes get a bit confused.
Exactly. At, in, on. Which should I use?
So let's start with at. We use at when referring to a specific point or location. For example, Nala was found alone at a beach.
In, on the other hand, is used to denote an enclosed or defined space, a larger area, or a general location. For example, Luna was found in Manchester in a bin.
And finally, we have on. It is used when talking about surfaces or a position related to a surface. For example, Merlino loves to sit on the dining table.
And how do you correctly use between and among?
Nice one! Between is used when referring to two distinct items or individuals. On the other hand, among is employed when discussing more than two items or individuals. For example, I don't discriminate between dogs and cats. Or, I knew there was more than just one common link among us.
Yes, and remember, these prepositions are crucial for conveying accurate information about the location of objects.
Right, and remember, the key to mastering prepositions of place is practice. All right, listeners, let's unravel the meanings behind some fascinating animal-inspired vocabulary we explored in today's episode. First up, we have top dog. This idiom doesn't involve actual dogs leading a pack, but signifies someone in a position of authority or dominance. Picture the alpha dog calling the shots. That's the top dog.
Okay, moving on to let the cat out of the bag. This expression is like accidentally spilling the beans or revealing a secret. Imagine a curious cat poking its head out of a bag, and you've got the idea. Secrets slipping away.
Our next idiom is fish out of water. Ever felt out of place or uncomfortable? That's the feeling of being a fish out of water. It describes being in an unfamiliar or awkward environment, just like a fish struggling outside its natural habitat.
Beaver away is up next. Ever marveled at a beaver's diligence in building dams? Well, when we say someone is beavering away, we are praising their hard work and industriousness inspired by the beaver's dedication.
Now on to monkey around. If someone's monkeying around, it means they're up to playful antics or engaging in silly behavior. Think of our primate friends as swinging from branch to branch. That's the spirit of monkeying around.
Lastly, doggedly pursue. Dogs are known for their tenacity, right? When someone is doggedly pursuing a goal, it means they're persistently and unwaveringly going after it. Picture a determined pup chasing its favorite toy or a bone. That's the essence of dogged pursuit.
Now, it's time for the word of the episode.
It's something else we also have in common. It's an action each of us has performed and what's allowed us to call our furry friends our pets.
Any guesses, listeners? The word is adopt.
Ta-da! Yes, Luna, Merlino, and Nala were all adopted by us.
Adopt has a few uses in English and goes beyond just taking on the responsibility of a pet.
It can also mean legally taking in another person's child to take care of them as your own.
Or it can signify to accept or start to use something new. Additionally, it can represent to begin to behave in a particular way.
So whether you're the top dog at work, accidentally letting the cat out of the bag, or feeling like a fish out of water, these expressions add a touch of zoological flair to our language.
Thank you for tuning in to Not Your Typical English podcast. We hope today's journey through language and culture left you inspired. If you enjoyed our banter and insights, hit that subscribe button to never miss an episode. Until next time, keep embracing the extraordinary in your language learning endeavors.